Hello and welcome to Leftover Venison. Today is Saturday and we're going to make a special treat. We're going to make burgers, homemade from scratch. It's going to be on a budget, but not quite as much of a budget as the last video I made. But it's going to be really nice and it's really easy. So let's go. So some of the ingredients we're using today is 500 grams of mince. This is the same mince we used last time and it's 20% fat mince, which makes the burgers really nice and tasty. This was just £1.50. We are using 1 large egg, any old egg will do. We are using 3 slices of medium bread, and we're also using some brioche buns, but you can use any buns you like, it doesn't have to be brioche buns. As well as these things, we're using a few bits of herbs and spices and sauces. We're using salt and pepper, of course. We're using garlic powder. We're using some chili flakes, a little bit of cumin. I'll go into more details of the amounts later. A bit of soy sauce. We are using paprika. We're using some ketchup, just ordinary tomato ketchup, and we're using some hot sauce. I've got sriracha sauce here. I'll go through the amounts that we're using and I'll take you all through everything we've got to do to make the burgers come to life. So I've washed my hands, I've got the bench ready, I've got a chopping board ready, I've got a nice knife, and the first job we do is the bread. We take the crust off. So I've taken the crusts off all 3 bits of bread. This is the bit where we need a little bit of equipment. I use a hand blender for this. But you could also, you could just rip these small, but using a hand blender makes it nice and quick. So what we do, tear the bread, pop it in a little pot like this, tear it, get it in there. And then hand blender in, make some breadcrumbs. As easy as that. And we do that for all 3 slices. And there we go. That's all 3 bits blitzed up. We've got a nice bit of breadcrumbs there. Now it's time to start making the actual burger mix. For that, we're opening up the mince. Remember, mince has usually got a paper film on the bottom. You want to take that off. In the pot with it. So of course this is another bit of equipment you might need. A mixing bowl of some sort. So the mince goes in. The breadcrumbs we've just done, they go in. Then 1 egg. Cracked. In with it. Put the rubbish to one side. Next thing, you're going to want salt. Obviously this is to taste, however much salt you like in it. I like some, so quite a bit. We are making 500 grams worth of burger mix here, well more with all the other stuff. Pepper, just any pepper will do. I like peppercorns, I like it ground up fresh. So there we are, in the go, quite peppery. Next, garlic powder, again to taste. It just depends how much you like it. You don't need to put this in at all if you don't like it. We love garlic, so in goes some garlic powder, quite a bit. Chili flakes, once again, if you don't like it with chili stuff in, don't put any in. I like a little bit of chili kick in mine. Cumin. Cumin's quite a strong flavour, so I just pop literally just 1 little sprinkle. Just like that. I think that might actually be 2, but you get the idea. Paprika. Paprika's lovely, gives nice colour, nice taste, so we'll put a little bit in there. Maybe a tablespoon. And this is like a little secret ingredient, soy sauce. Nice and salty and tasty. In it goes, just however much you want. None if you don't want it. Then next up some sriracha sauce, just a little bit. And last but not least, we've got just plain old tomato ketchup. So you need possibly 15 to 25 grams of that. There we are. All that's ready in there. We're going to mix all that up and we'll come back to that in a moment. So there's nothing else for it but to get your hands in here and get dirty and messy. Obviously I've just washed my hands because I've been handling other stuff. So hands washed, get in here, mix it up. This is a great one for the kids to help with as well, to get a bit messy and get involved with the cooking. So here we are. You just got to mix this until everything's nice and mixed together. And there we go. That was maybe a minute and a half or so of mixing it together, and now it looks like this, like one giant burger. You could even cook it as a one giant burger if you really wanted to. But we're going to portion this up into burgers and pop it on a plate. We'll go from there. So the mix is all done. We're making up the burgers here. So we're getting a lovely burger shape. We'll pop them on a plate where we'll put some cling film on so they don't stick to the plate. I'm just going to make this last one up. So the key is you flatten it out a bit into like a rough burger shape. Then you're going around the edges to make it look a bit neater. Flatten it out a bit. We want that sort of rustic handmade look because obviously that's what they are. And then there we are, look. So this is a delicious looking burger. That's going to be gorgeous. We'll pop it on the plate. And that is going to go in the fridge now for about an hour so they can set. So just a little chat about the burger and the ingredients we're using here. So the total cost of this is way less than £5, and you're going to get 4 lovely big burgers out of this. So we used 500 grams of mince for £1.50. We're using the brioche buns, 4 of them. They were 90p, give or take. I didn't get the receipt from Morrison's, but they were 90p. And you don't need to use brioche buns at all. You can use any buns you like. As well as that, we used 1 egg, which, I mean, obviously it costs pennies out of a packet of eggs. So I wanted to talk a little about the herbs and things that were put in here. So we used about a tablespoon of tomato ketchup. We used a tablespoon of paprika. We used maybe a pinch of chili flakes. We used a pinch of cumin. We used probably maybe 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, but use whatever you like. Garlic powder to taste. Same with the cumin and the chili, of course. It's all optional. I used quite a bit of salt because, I mean, you want the flavour from the salt to go into the burgers. We used pepper as well. Again, obviously, if you or your kids don't like pepper, you know, they just don't put it in. We used some hot sauce. Again, I mean, I don't know how much it was exactly. Probably two teaspoons, maybe. We used about a teaspoon of soy sauce. And we'll use a little bit of oil to cook them. And these burgers, obviously, you can then dress the burgers with salad, mayonnaise, ketchup, whatever you like on it, or your kids like on it. We like mayonnaise, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, you know, things like that. And then you can serve it with fries. Make your own if you can, or use shop bought ones. It's just as good. Oven fries. We use an air fryer for ours, which is obviously a nice bit of kit to have, and it stays healthy then. But yeah, so this is really easy to make, really cheap to make, very tasty, and you can even involve your kids in it. Right. It's been about an hour now, and the burger's set in the fridge. I've just popped the oven on to heat up to 180 degrees, which will become apparent why I'm doing that later. But we're going to start off, and we're going to cook the burger in the pan. So first things first, turn the pan on. Get that nice and hot. We're going to put some oil in. This is just normal vegetable oil. Maybe 15 milliliters, like maybe a tablespoon or so, just to get the pan right. So you're waiting for the pan to heat up. That's going nice. It's getting hot. This is actually on a wok burner, so it's getting hot really quick. In it goes. So we just let the burger cook for a little while. We're going to flip it occasionally, and it's going to probably be 2 minutes on either side, and then we'll go from there. The burger's now been cooking for about 2 or 3 minutes on either side, and you can see it's starting to get some nice colour to it. It smells lovely. It's starting to smell really nice actually. So we're going to flip it. It looks nice. But obviously, as you can see, it's not cooked through, and it will take ages in the pan to cook through. So this is where the oven comes in. What I do, get the burger out, just pop them on there. Remember to turn the hob off, and then the burger is just going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes on 180 degrees. We're going to check him in about 5-10 minutes and see how he's getting on. The burger's cooked in the oven for about 10 minutes. We flipped it halfway through, and I popped a bit of cheese on to melt. And you can see it's cracked a little bit in the middle. It really doesn't matter. It makes it look all the better, really. So we've got a nice thick juicy burger cooked for 10 minutes in the oven, a few minutes in the pan on either side. We're going to dress it now. So this is a cheeseburger. We've got the top of the bun. The bun's also toasted. I just popped it in the oven with the burger for the last minute or so. So there we are. A bit of mayonnaise on. So some lettuce. Of course, pop on whatever you like. If you don't like lettuce, don't put lettuce on. That's the beauty of a burger. I'm going to put on a couple of tomatoes. Just going to give my hands a little wipe. A little bit of tomato sauce. And a bit of onion. And I'm sure you'll agree that that burger looks delightful. That's the burger all done. It's a nice cheeseburger with onions, tomato sauce, lettuce and tomatoes. But obviously you can put on there whatever you like on it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope you maybe learned something, and this is much nicer than eating muck from the likes of McDonald's or whatnot. This is actually lovely stuff. You know exactly what's gone in it. You can, if you don't want to use 20% mince, obviously use less fat mince, and you can make it a healthier meal. I'm sure kids will enjoy it. You'll enjoy it yourself. It's lovely. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, please like, comment and subscribe. Thanks very much.